Welcome to Leadership with Alain Faber. We are working on that book called The 17 Indisputable Laws of Teamwork. And today's message is about the law of Mount Everest. And the idea for this idea is that as the challenge, so keep in mind that we are within teams. And that means that as challenge increases, so does the level of work that the team has to create. And often when we create a new company, we have a team of new players, we have a team where people have all kinds of talents. We need to find a way to merge the talents so that we can find the chemistry within the group. Now, when you hire new teamworks, keep in mind that you have to feel the chemistry as you go through the interview process. But also, once everybody is in the team, you need to figure out, okay, knowing the talents we have, the talent got you here, got us here, and we have enough talent. So what do we need from now to grow as a team? And too often, some people will say, well, I interviewed for a job, I was able to get the job, but on top of that, you need to figure out, okay, what do I know that fits what we need to do and I can contribute, but what else can I learn? What else can I learn from the other teammates? What else can I learn from, what else can I learn from other people in the field that are going at a higher level than I? Now, I've worked in teams many years as a teacher, as a geologist, as different people when I was painting for the industrial complex. And the question is, as a person, as part of a team, you want to contribute. But contributing is not just showing up. Contributing is to be there, to be attentive to what needs to be done. To be attentive to what you know, but also what you think you might need to be able to progress further. Too often when we get to a place we say, oh, I got all the reward I have right now based on what I've done. But you have to remember that maybe getting you to that spot is amazing. But imagine how far beyond that point you can go if only you decided that learning was part of your path. Now, on my channel and on this Instagram account, I promote leadership. And for me, leadership is the foremost learning. It is learning to work with people, learning to work with different topics and what we have to do. But at the most part, when you're a leader, you are learning all the time. You're learning about your teammates, you're learning about what works, what doesn't work, and what drives people to get to the next level. And that's not easy, because everybody have their own little intricacies that make them amazing. And that is why that some people say, well, let's group people by titles, let's group people by the number of years they went to school, let's group people from their degrees or certifications. But people are more than that. We have the knowledge that helps people, but also the way they interact with others to try to make it to the next level. So what do I do as a leader to try to get better? Well, I read about teamwork. I read about teamwork because it is not always easy for me to understand people, the way they are, the way they interact, the way they behave. And in order to work with them, I need to learn more about people, but also to open up. And I'm very happy you're here with me this afternoon to discuss this fun topic. Now, what is interesting that I liked in the idea here is if you are part of a team, you need to know what your dreams are. Because once you know what your dreams are, then you can focus a little bit more where you want to go. I do like the idea that I can learn, but But you cannot learn everything because, first of all, not everything interests you. But you want to learn what is necessary to go towards your dream. Where is the ultimate place you want to go? Today I was trying to figure out, okay, if I were to have a challenge, where do I want to go? Well, I want to promote learning, and that's what I'm doing with this channel and my French channel as well for my students. But what is the ultimate vision for that? And I was thinking about how, for my students, I have lessons in science and so on. And I want to be there for my students in my class and my community that is here in North America and in Africa and other places. But it's a bit more than that. I was thinking, okay, if you think of the idea that it's in French, okay, how many people speak French and are learning, either as a teenager or beyond? There's more than 300 million people. So why can't I be a place where I promote education, where I can be there for 300 million people? It's beyond 1,000 people, it's beyond 10, and that is exciting. It is a bit scary too, because that means that that idea is so far beyond everything I can think of that I don't know if I could reach it. On the other hand, if that's what I want to do, there's a way for me to say, okay, I can focus my energy towards that. And I think that is quite amazing. And if you think this IG live here, this IG account, which is about leadership, the same way as my YouTube channel on leadership, what do I want to do with that? Well, I was trying to figure out, okay, what is the underlying vision I have for that? Well, I would say that it's about learning and about leadership. So these are two important parts for me. But why is that important? Well, it's important for me to make sure that you learn so that you can better communicate, so that you can achieve more. Now, keep in mind that I know two languages, French as my first language and English as I learn all the time. And that's one reason why I have an English IG account and an English YouTube channel. It's for me to practice, to get better in English, to read in English, so that I can share with you thoughts. So at the same time, I'm growing as a person, wanting to share with you what is important. Why is that important for me? Because I realize that the more languages you know, the more you can interact in a meaningful way with others. And too often people communicate, but do they communicate to create meaningful conversation so they can go to the next level? And that's part of my process in the last couple days, trying to figure out, okay, how far I want to put this. Because if I want to say, okay, I have this, if I have a short-term vision, then what's the point? I will do it one day or 2 days, a week, a year. But then what? If I have a vision much bigger, I'm sure that will give me some drive to go to the next level. So as you listen to this video on leadership, on making sure that you grow as a person, I want to keep in mind that you need to figure out what your vision or where you're aiming for. And that was the first thing I did in the last day. And I know that I haven't been on IG for a little bit or on YouTube because I've been reflecting on what's the next step. Because as I want to work in a team, I also need to know what is my team. Who are the people I refer to? Who are the people I can learn from so that I can become a better person for what I'm looking for? Well, John Maxwell is a great person, and that's what I'm reading right now. Another person that I take time to work from is Evan Carmichael. And this is something that I think I started last year. So I'm going to reread the last portion of this book in the next day. Because once you know what you want to do, knowing who you are, what do we want to do from here? So you always have to figure out who are your allies to get to the next level. And good afternoon, Ahmed. I'm very happy you're here with me today. So if you think of being going to the next level, you need a team on your side. When you're younger, you may have parents and family members. When you get a job, you may have managers. But if you decide to have your own business, then you need to figure out who has similar businesses that you want so that you can learn from them. And by the way, Ahmed, if you have any questions, you're welcome to put them into chat. That'll be great. And we have Nubska. Hello, good afternoon. This afternoon, we're talking about teamwork, but also who is part of your team for you to go to the next level. Some of you may decide to go to university or college next year. Okay, so who's your team? Will they be your teachers or your institution? Or will they be someone or some people that are beyond that? So for example, if you look at the things that I like, I was mentioning the book here, Built to Serve. As a teacher, I do love to share what I know. And Evan Carmichael always mentions that if you love something and you share it with others and you give them the drive to go and approach what they love, to go to the next level, we can all make the world a better place. So that's the idea here of the title, Build to Serve. So the question is, who do you serve? Well, in business, if you keep that in mind, the best business would be able to figure out if there's a problem or a situation that needs resolving. The bigger the problem, the bigger the business opportunity. And the next part is how many people have that problem. Because the more people that have that problem, therefore, the bigger the business can be. So the idea is, okay, so if you want to create a business, I want to know what is the problem and who needs help. If some of you want to go to college or university, some of the idea you may have is, well, I need the knowledge. The biggest situation I have right now is I need the knowledge to go to the next level. And that's why you're going to post-secondary education. At this point, I finished high school a few years ago, so I need to find my learning in other places, and books is a great place for that. So if you look at the other options of people I follow, these are two people I do enjoy quite a bit. There's Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi. I do enjoy who they are as individuals because, first of all, Tony Robbins has been a motivational speaker for so many years and I've helped so many people. And I do consider that he's probably the best in his field. I went to one of his conferences a couple of years back, and that's when I decided, okay, as a teacher, I do great things in my classroom, but can I go beyond the classroom walls? Can I go beyond my school walls? And last year, I decided to go to the virtual secondary school to try something different. Now, can I go beyond the area I'm teaching in, the province, the country? If you think about it, teaching is more than just a school, and that's what Tony Robbins helped me in the last bit. He showed me that if you look at the opportunities, sometimes opportunities are much bigger than you think. You just have to change your mindset on the situation. And Dean Graziosi is another person that is working on self-education. So he's got a program right now where he says, okay, if you know different things, how about you share it with others and in some ways make it a business? I don't know if you play video games, for example. Some of you may play video games and you may look at YouTubers or people on Twitch or other platforms playing video games, and at the same time, these gamers are making money and making a living. How do they make a living? They take what they know and what they love, which is a video game or video games, and they are going on platforms and people need some entertainment. That's a problem. So they're offering entertainment. If they play a game that a lot of people are interested in, what happens is that they have a situation where there's a lot of people looking to be entertained with a specific video game, and you've got a perfect recipe for a person to make a living. Other people may say, okay, what else? We are in during the COVID times, things are opening up. Many people say, well, it was harder to buy clothes in the last year, so you may have decided to create an online store to sell different clothes or different articles. Why would you do that? Well, there's a problem, or there was a problem, where people needing access to goods and services, and the internet is a great way for that. So you've got problems of procurement, so people needing different articles to live, and there's a lot of people needing that. Two aspects to make an excellent business world here. So some of you say, well, okay, so it's the end of July. What can I do right now to make it so it's easier for me? I can earn some money as a business. Well, you could decide to be a tutor. If you are 16, 18, 25, or 50, you're at a different level. You know different things, but you can certainly help people that are younger than you. And that is something that you can certainly do. You can do it in August, but you can also do it in afternoons next year when you say, well, if I help someone that needs help in French, in math, or in other aspects, you can certainly help someone for a few hours. And that will give you, I don't know, $30, $50, or $100 extra per week or per month. And that could help you with expenses and increase your skill set to go beyond. So that's something amazing. Keep in mind that because of the world right now and everything easily available on social media, you could decide to document your journey. So there's let's see, I was looking at the other day a doctor that had a TikTok account, and he was a doctor in emergency, and last year he decided to do TikToks on different things that people come through in his office, and he made it a comedy show. And interestingly enough, he's got a lot of followers, and you know what, he's making probably as much money, if not more, with TikTok than his regular job at a hospital. But you know what? Gives a chance to a person to use his experience and bring forward entertainment to others. So next year, if you're going to school, why don't you create content about your journey, what you're learning, and you could help people that are younger than you. People that, if let's say in your first year, you can create content to help people that will be in their first year next year. Or if you go through a lesson at 1 week and you create something the week after, there's a lot of people that need help with reviews. And what happens is you build your credibility and your portfolio. And at the end of the day, even though we like to say that the social media is important, but how can we use it? You could use it as part of your resume of everything you've done.